Hello, wonderful people of the internet. It's time for some more scrumptious healthy food here at Simply Healthy Living. Remember to hit subscribe if you want to get more recipes like this, and leave me a comment if you have any questions or thoughts. Today I want to give you a vegetarian or vegan spin on a very typical Norwegian dish. Meatballs in cream sauce with mashed potatoes and oven-baked root veggies. This is a lovely meal for the colder days, of which we are already seeing here, being too close to the Arctic. Switching out the meat and the dairy cuts down on saturated fats and adds more legumes to our diet, which is great. It is also a very climate-friendly meal, consisting of in-season vegetables, beans and mushrooms for the most part, so bonus! So, if you're looking for a scrumptious, healthy way to cut down on your meat intake, I give you white bean and mushroom meatballs. For this recipe you will need the following ingredients. See the video description for the full list with measurements. Start by preheating your oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 392 degrees Fahrenheit and prepping the root vegetables. These we are washing, peeling and chopping. Today I'm using the rest of my rutabaga, some beets and carrots I bought at a farmer's market. As you can see from the wonderful colors, these root vegetables pack a ton of vitamins and minerals. They're also in season, so they're good for the planet and yourself. When they're all diced in approximately the same size, season them with oil and your preferred spices. I'm going for salt, pepper, garlic powder, honey, and a bit of lemon juice in this round. Then spread them out on a baking tray and put them in the oven until tender. Next step is your mashed potatoes. Put a casserole of water to boil on the stove, and while that's heating up, peel and chop your potato into rough chunks. These new potatoes were from the same farmer's market as the other veggies and deliver a solid dose of vitamin C, potassium, fiber, and slow carbs. Woo! Add them to the water when it's boiling and boil until, you guessed it, tender. Now onto our meatballs. First, we take one onion, peeling and roughly chopping before adding to a kitchen machine for mincing. Take a second to begin heating your frying pan, adding a bit of oil before cleaning and mincing your mushrooms. Mushrooms give a great umami flavor to the mix, as well as nice texture. When your frying pan is hot, chip in your minced mushrooms and onion to soften and fry for a bit. While you wait for that to happen, bring forth your white beans and toss into a mixing bowl, about 800 grams. Add your seasonings. I'm using garlic powder, salt and pepper, a bit of rosemary, and HB and Worcestershire sauce, as well as the oat flour. Let me know in the comments if I'm saying Worcester wrong. Use the potato masher and mash everything together to a pretty even paste. White beans contain goodies like calcium and iron, as well as a lot of protein, which is important for a vegetarian dish low on the animal protein. When your mushroom looks well softened, turn the heat off and allow them to cool a bit. My potatoes were ready about now, so I quickly emptied out the water and mashed them as well, mixing in some butter and soy milk. And you can use margarine instead of butter to keep it vegan. Then the mushrooms were done cooling down, so I chipped these into the mix and combine. Adjust the mix with more oat flour if it seems too sloppy, and then mix in either 50 grams of shredded parmesan or vegan cheese. Using cheese adds extra protein and fats and works as a binder, as well as adding wonderful taste. Now it's time to bring the root veggies out of the oven. Let me just... Whoops, not very elegant. Things got stuck here. Okay, here we go. Into the container for serving, like so. Once your baking tray is free, add a new liner and spoon out your mince mix in your preferred meatball size. I ran out of the space and had to get real snuggly, but they just about fit. Luckily, they don't race or anything. Then, pop them in a 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 15 minutes before flipping and cooking for another 10. The final element of this dish is the cream sauce. First, I have some chanterelle for seasoning, together with the other half of the onion and some parsley. This I chop up and prep so everything is ready. We begin with the onion and chanterelle, frying them up in the pan to give some flavor and to get prepped before making the sauce base. Here I'm doing the butter, add a couple of tablespoons of flour, and then gradually add your liquid version. You can do something else if you prefer that. And the cream here is oat cream, and you can use margarine as well instead of butter, making it full vegan. Stir vigorously to avoid clumping. Adjust the thickness of the sauce with some extra plant milk if needed, before mixing in your seasonings. Together with the onion and chanterelle, I add some soy sauce for that extra umami punch. At the very end, I remove the sauce from the heat and mix in the chopped fresh parsley. Ooh, smells amazing! Now my meatballs were done and I was really hungry. So I removed them from the oven and allowed to cool and firm up a bit before giving them a quick fry in the frying pan, as I like it crispy outside. When they're done, all that is left is to plate everything up for serving and prepare for the skeptical boyfriend test. And the results are in... success! Definitely scrumptious. A worthy meat replacement that was wolfed down with great enthusiasm at our dinner table. So with that, I leave you and suggest you get cooking, enjoy, and take care.